Hello and welcome to Great Hang, the greatest hang that's ever hanged. I'm your hang, Tim McLaughlin, coming to you with your other hang, Micah Fox. Hello, Micah.
Hi, Tim. I love how you say it like you're surprised every time.
Well, yeah, it's fun. I try to add a little fun spin. I'm trying to have I felt like this is a good opening for the show,
Yeah.
and I feel like I should just do it the same way every time.
That is what you're doing.
Yeah, for consistency.
Yeah. There's nothing people like out of podcasts more than just consistency.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, it legitimately is what people want. They want it to consistently come out on the same day, and they want the same people to be talking to them, and they want it to be moderately funny or entertaining every single week. Because you can't have weeks where it's incredible and then other weeks where it's terrible. You got to be right in the middle, and I think we're doing a great job.
And that's why you always keep it from being too good.
Right. I'm keeping it from being... I'm dragging it down a little.
Right.
So that we have a consistent, mediocre product that we give out to the listeners every week.
You know what? Thank you, Professor Podcast.
You're welcome. You can learn more about this at SUNY New York, Albania, and in my podcasting classes.
Step 1, how to stutter and mumble so that way people have a chance to catch up to what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, my concepts are so highbrow that I feel like I have to mumble sometimes so that people understand what I'm doing.
That's right.
So, Micah.
Yeah.
It's a new week. It's a new podcast. What have you been up to? Anything exciting?
You want to know? Here's something exciting I wanted to bring up.
Oh, nice.
So, many of you may know that I run a weekly comedy show with my pals.
Yes.
Eric Bergstrom, John F. O'Donnell, and Max Bruno.
Yes, a weekly podcast at Cobra Club.
It's not a podcast, it's a comedy show.
And it is also a comedy show at Cobra Club. And on Fridays at 9 p.m.
So, anytime you're in a mutual endeavor these days, you get a group chat.
Yes.
So this is a place where we decide who we're going to have on, if everyone's going to be there, any issues that are coming up. So last week, major blow up in the group chat. Why are you acting like we didn't talk about this at length?
I'm being the listener.
Oh, then wouldn't you be smarter?
Wow. Smart people say wow. Dumb people say whoa.
So there's a major blow up, and I'm not going to say specifically who or what, but basically it's I don't know if you guys watched Get Back.
Yes, the Beatles documentary.
The Beatles documentary. It was even crazier than that because it's for even bigger geniuses with more at stake.
Right. I mean, this is possible. I mean, the Beatles were waning at this moment. You guys are on a hot streak right now.
We are
hot shows.
On a hot streak. We are the longest running comedy show in Bushwick.
This is what you keep saying at the thing.
It could be true.
It's probably true based on what I know of comedy shows in Bushwick, but...
Or even just Bushwick in general.
It's been running longer than Bushwick.
I mean, it's been running longer than gentrified Bushwick. That's for sure.
That's true.
When that show started, that shit was not gentrified.
Wow. Damn. The beginning of... Do you think your show has created gentrification in Bushwick?
I can't disprove that.
No. Yeah, you think it was one of the leading factors of gentrifying Bushwick? You want to know what it is?
Because we're at Cobra Club, which is this divey punk bar, right?
Yes.
And so that's bringing in, gentrification starts with white trash.
Yes.
It's not starting. It depends on where you are.
Poor white artists normally.
Poor white artists.
Because white trash is still bad.
I meant trash as in like people that society has rejected on some level or another, or that are on the outskirts of society. Do not have money, do not have consistency, might have drug problems, are not necessarily assets to the community.
Right. Like a person like myself.
Right. Well, yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. A person who lives 4 to an apartment and that sort of thing when there's 3 rooms, that sort of thing.
Right. Yeah. Like I'm a dirt dick motherfucker like me.
Right. So punk bars, that's there to accommodate that new group of white people, and then once it becomes hip, that's when the money starts coming in.
Right.
So did we make it hip? Possibly.
Yeah, and now it's hip, and now it's yuppies that hang out there on Fridays, and some punks.
Yeah, I mean, it still has its like tattoo roots for sure.
Yeah.
But now the tattoos are like tiny little like one word on the back of an elbow or some bullshits, or like a tiny triangle.
Yeah, and the triangle is to show that all three sides of the universe have lined up in Sagittarius.
Whoa, Tim.
That's right.
Someone's been reading their astro blogs.
That's right. I'm trying to hang out with white women now, so I've been reading up on fucking the astrology. Yeah.
Have you ever dated outside of your race? Okay.
If it was
case
up
closed.
if it was up to you right now, I'd be doing it right now.
If it was up to me?
Yeah, because you're always like, Jews aren't white.
Oh, is that what you mean?
Yeah, but if it was up to you, then yes. Now, if it was up to me, and it has been, which it really has been mostly up to other women, and the answer is no.
All right. Okay.
What about Italians? I dated an Italian lady.
Tim, you are Italian.
Oh yeah. I try
the
to hide.
Racism within you is so deep.
I try to
that
hide
you see
that part.
even your own race as an other. That is wild. Okay, so.
But the answer is no. I have not dated outside of my race, and I am. It's not a thing that I'm proud of. But
I'm trying to move on, but you are definitely digging in deeper to that.
I'm just saying, most black chicks and brown chicks don't find me attractive in any way, shape, or form.
Well, and who can blame them?
Unless they're the black ladies that work at like the DMV.
That's true. They do love your ass.
They love my ass. They're always laughing at my fucking corny ass DMV jokes.
What?
And they're always, and I'm like, oh, the best one was I was like, wait, I can't smile in this anymore. I can't smile in this ID anymore. She goes, no, you can't smile. I go, well, then how am I supposed to get out of tickets and get the officer to be attracted to me? She goes, oh, honey, you're too much.
Why didn't you ask her out?
Oh, she was married in fucking 70.
Oh, yeah.
She was old as hell.
Old ladies do love it when young bucks flirt.
Yeah, I was being fun.
So the group chat.
Group chat blow up.
It gets a little, listen, sometimes there are problems. You have differing opinions, fine. It gets a little spicy.
Gets a little spicy, a little personal.
A little personal, deep, like long-standing hurts are getting unveiled.
Yeah.
Me, not involved specifically in any of this because I don't do almost any of the work.
All right, so we have now, Micah earlier did not say who was involved in it, but we have now eliminated one person involved. So we know Micah is not involved.
All right. Well, fine, of course.
Yeah.
My story.
Yeah, that's true. It is your story.
So I'm sitting there on the back being like, hoo-hoo, titillated.
I know. I love that shit. I love when there's beef and I am not a part of it. It is one of my true loves in life.
Just deep swings, things that if people threw in my face, I would be fucking devastated.
Oh, yeah.
Devastated.
I think my top two things are going to a movie alone and no one else is in the theater and seeing people say horrendously mean things to each other and I'm not involved in any way.
Oh, yeah. You're just like, yeah, someone's getting hurt and it's not me.
And it's not me and it never will be.
But meanwhile, like, also, I do hate conflict, and we still have a show to run. I desperately hate conflict. That's probably why I keep finding it so amusing, is there's that nervous, but it's also great.
Yeah.
So then, the reason why I bring this up, Tim.
I'm listening.
So, it's an issue. I go to Tim. I'm like, I seek my best friend, my partner,
yes,
my lover, my confidant for guidance. I say, Tim, we're having a problem in the group chat. You have a lot of friends. You're good at keeping people together. And I say, what do I do? And this is Tim's advice.
Yeah, I know. I think I know what it is. And it's pretty good advice.
Tim says, pick the crazier person's side and split the group.
Yeah.
Truly wild. Truly psychopathic advice.
I forgot.
Split the group.
I know I like to antagonize when things are going. I like to, so in my group chat with my group of boys, I like to if people are beefing, I like to pick a side and just continue to attack the other person who I feel is probably in the wrong. You know, I like to side with the person that's in the wrong.
Now, just to make sure that it's balanced, because everyone else can see that. Tim, what are you doing?
I'm texting Mike Harrington about your show tonight.
Don't. Just be in the moment.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He asked if I had an SD card for the show tonight, and I said I do not. That's all I was sending back.
Okay. All right. Tim?
Yes.
You have to be more focused during the show.
All right. I am. I'm being focused. I was just making... Listen, this is your show that I was trying to help.
I know. But one thing at a time, Captain ADD.
All right. So I like to split the group, create a little tension, create some more tension.
What? See, this is...
See if I can get other friendships to fail.
That's so your goal was to get it to fail.
I mean, no, not... I mean... Also,
my show, the longest running comedy show in Brooklyn, that, by the way... For the first many months of you living in New York was the only place you could get up besides your own show.
Well, no, I don't think that's true.
Not only, but most common.
I got up there a lot.
A place that supported your comedy.
I don't want your show to fail. I was just hoping that it would cause more problems because it's funny to me.
Truly insane.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that's not insane. I'm just saying it's funny when your friends fight and you know it's not really that big a deal.
It was a big deal. These were deep cuts.
Yeah.
These were long-standing beefs, you know, and people are friends for a really long time and they hold on to their resentments. Because it's like you don't want to blow up a friendship with a resentment necessarily. A lot of stuff you're just like, that hurt my feelings or this pisses me off. But I'm going to let it go for the sake of the friendship.
Right.
It's not like a dating relationship where you have to get out of the way or it's going to definitely come up.
But I also think that based on what I heard from the conversations and what I know of the people, that it was probably going to be fine and blow over.
Yeah. Well.
And did it?
I don't know.
Oh.
So we had like a whole meeting before the show, and it's like one of those nightmare shows too, where it's like one of the fights was that it was overbooked. We have a very narrow time limit.
You have been very overbooked lately, but you've been very overbooked with very good comedians.
With very good right. So this is the conversation. That's the conflict. There's too many comics, but they're really good, and blah blah blah. But we don't have time, and then we go over, and then we get yelled at, and blah, and you know who's showing up on time and who's doing the workload.
It's crazy that they yell at you every week that you go over, even though you go over every week. They should just let you go to 11:30. I mean, then you'd go over 11:30, but there should be a quiet understanding that it goes to 11:30.
It's the karaoke. Here's the thing. The karaoke people act like what they're about to do is like the most important thing. I'm like, once you start karaoke, it just goes on for hours. You can start it 15 minutes later.
Right.
Like, it is super not a big fucking deal.
Well, and also karaoke doesn't start to fill up till midnight anyways.
It's right.
I mean, it's not like they're jam-packed with motherfuckers right at 11 p.m.
It's the whole thing is it's so bizarre to me.
Yeah, I mean, karaoke is fun and cool, and people who are good at it should not be... People who are good at singing should not be allowed to do karaoke.
I couldn't disagree with you more. And here's the thing. I used to be on your side. I used to think it was very pathetic for people who could sing very well to do karaoke. Like, it was like we had to watch their lost dreams.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's sad. It makes me sad.
But now I fully disagree. Nothing makes me happier than when someone has a song where you're like, man, I love this song. And then they get up there and they fucking kill it.
Yeah. I just think if you know all the words, that's enough.
No, you have to hit the tone, you have to hit the beat, you have to match the energy. It's when they're a good singer and they sing something that nobody wants to hear.
Yeah, like
that's when it sucks.
The worst song that people sing is that Bjork Shush song.
Oh, that's not even like...
And then everyone goes around shushing everyone. And I'm like, I don't want to be back here anymore. And I go up front and continue drinking.
Well, that's fully Albanian.
Yes.
But I'm talking about like ballads or, God forbid, Broadway.
Or Queen, if anyone sings any Queen songs.
No one's Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
I have never once heard someone nail a Queen song.
Right. I've never heard it either.
You can't do it. Bring Freddie Mercury back.
Unless Mika goes up.
Who's Mika?
She's a guy that's a singer. He does a really good Freddie Mercury.
Oh, yeah.
Or the guy who did the Freddie Mercury, who did the singing for Freddie Mercury in the new movie. That wasn't Freddie Mercury's voice. That was a guy that they hired.
Rami Malek?
No, it was another guy. Rami Malek just mouthed it. Another guy sang it.
Oh.
But it wasn't actually Freddie Mercury's voice in the Queen's the Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
The Bohemia.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I do too. And people hate it, but I'm like, I like that it's corny. I like that it kind of sucks.
I fucking loved that movie.
I know. I like that it's done. It's basically a sports movie for music.
It's so good. Why would what? It's corny.
They're like, oh well, the story's not really like that, and they didn't get along as well as they're trying to prove. And it's all kind of like
they know.
I guess
who are these people?
My music friends that know more music than I do.
Well, it's not like they knew Freddie Mercury.
But I know movies, and this was a good ass movie, and I liked it. And if you like the movie, hashtag something, figure it out for yourself.
Yeah, where do you guys weigh in on the whole karaoke thing? Nothing makes me happier than when you nail it.
Yeah.
Because then when a drunk person gets up and they're trying, but it's just like, just shut up.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Go.
Get the fuck
out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough with karaoke. I like when somebody nails it. It is good. I've had to follow a couple of those, and it's tough.
It's tough because here's the thing: you got to pick a song. The hardest part is the song choice.
Right.
It's not the delivery. Everyone thinks, no. Delivery's secondary. Song choice primary. You can be a shitty singer, pick a song everybody wants to hear.
Yeah. If you pick a song everybody likes, everybody gets excited, and then they're just excited to sing it with you, and then it doesn't matter how you sing.
That's right. But you still have to do it a good job.
Right. Like the song I think everybody likes, and it's a song, what's that one song?
Mr. Bright Eyes.
Hurt by Johnny Cash.
Oh.
I hurt myself today.
That's the song you do every time.
To see if I still feel. It gets everybody all jacked up at karaoke.
No, it doesn't. Tim only picks that song every time because he knows the lyrics and he doesn't have to read aloud.
I sing Folsom Prison Blues every time. That's what I sing.
I definitely think you had to correct me while I was making a joke at your expense. It's called waiting for the moment, Tim. Can you just fucking goddamn. You can't fucking you see me sitting there patiently wait for you to stutter to make your point before I say something? It's called good radio.
Well, I hurt myself on air to see if Micah feels. That's pretty good.
Is it?
No. But if you say it's pretty good afterwards, people will be like, hey, maybe it was. So do you have any? So that was your beef, and then we got into karaoke talk. Mm-hmm. And the beef may not be settled. We don't know.
We don't know because we were supposed to talk about the beef. One of the parties shows up wildly late to that conversation.
A classic move of one of the parties.
Right. So then we just have to rush into it was like the perfect storm of a show where there was another show ahead of time. So we set up late. We had way too many people, etc. and so forth, fighting. It was so funny because I actually had to do work on that show. I usually don't, but I was like, the people who do the most work are fighting.
It is crazy because you do nothing for the show normally on a very regular basis. You don't show up. You don't help them set up.
I help them set up 50% of the time.
Okay, well that's okay. So you help them set up sometimes, and then you get there normally at a time when they're done setting up, which is
too early in my book.
They get there too early to set up?
They set up so early that it's like, what?
That's what Sheen says about me at Beauty Bar. But I just kind of like moseying around and doing it. It's not a big deal. But
I show up half an hour at minimum before the show starts and it's already done. I'm like, listen, man, I'm not going to be here for hours. Wait, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm there. I get there an hour early. I mosey around. It takes me 15 minutes to set up. And then I just fucking chill and hang out. And then I try to open the doors at 8:30 for our show so that people can come back there, see what's going on. So it's open, Yeah. That's what I try to do, a half an hour before the show. It doesn't really matter. No one's really there to see the show anyways.
Yeah, your show sucks.
My show sucks, but we also stopped booking it.
Yeah, that'll help.
We don't have any time. It's been fine. It's been good. We've had really good shows, but we don't have any kind of time limit.
Yeah.
So it's there's nothing really. We don't have any problems with our show, and I do all the work, so I don't really care.
The point is, we have this conversation before the show starts. We have to start the show. So the conversation ended mid-rift.
Yeah.
Then we do the show.
Beef still happening.
We do the show. It goes off perfectly, by the way.
Show's a good show. I was there. I saw the show.
I went into producer mode and managed.
Wow.
Whew.
What did that burp fucking stink like shit?
No, it just reminded me about lunch.
Oh yeah, Micah had lunch.
Tim, you haven't. Let's talk about that. Tim hasn't eaten today.
Yeah.
Tim usually.
It's 4 p.m.
It's 4 p.m. as of this recording.
Yeah.
3:57.
3:57 p.m. on a Tuesday.
You haven't eaten anything today. You haven't been eating during the days at all this week. Speak on that.
No, I ate during the day yesterday. I made myself sausage and peppers.
Okay, so one. All right,
And
but
then-
mostly.
Well, I don't know. I just haven't been real hungry. I haven't felt like eating.
Do you think your body is finally cannibalizing itself?
Why would it cannibalize itself?
think-
Why would my body push? You think my body wants to eat the fat? That's why it's making me not hungry?
Do you think it's possible that your body's finally like, you know what? We might have eaten enough food.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I haven't been sleeping well, and I think it's part of being incredibly tired.
Maybe you have Lyme disease.
Dude, does that keep you from... Oh, dude, I saw a fucking thing. This guy, I saw a TikTok. This guy...
What, you got Lyme disease from a tick?
No.
Talk?
Oh, wow.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad what I just did.
Yeah. Now, see, that's one where you go, that was pretty good. And then people are like, oh, maybe it was.
I was going to say good, and then I switched it up.
I like that. This guy got shot in the head.
What?
Yeah. But he didn't die. But this is a guy from the past. He got shot in the head.
Wait, he got shot in the head and now he can time travel?
No. In World War I is a story about a guy with a medical abnormality. He got shot in the head.
Good job taking that seriously, Tim.
And I'm trying to get my story out.
Okay, it's called a back and forth.
It's called picking your spots and good radio.
It's called a back and forth.
All right. So the gun cocked back and the bullet went forth into the guy's head and fucked up his frontal lobe.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wait.
But
That
he-
would have happened so fast because the kickback is from the blast. And by the time the bullet gets out of the gun, it's already pointing towards his head.
No, a guy shot him in the head. I was just doing a back and forth of a gun. Like when you shoot a gun, the gun goes back and the bullet goes forth.
What?
So the guy was from Micah. What are you talking about?
What are you talking? How many people are involved in this? I'm picturing
people.
Okay, 2.
It was in World War I.
Right. Okay.
A
So far,
guy
you keep
got
saying a guy.
I keep saying a guy got shot in the head because I don't know his name, but you're not listening.
Okay,
You're just
say
trying to do
person
your
A
little
and
back
person
and
B. I'm not trying to do back and forth now. I'm just literally trying to understand your fucking Albanian ramblings.
Tennis is not a fucking.
Oh, they're playing tennis now?
No, I was gonna make some analogy and then I fucked it up. Anyway, the guy gets shot in the head in World War I, and
Yes.
it fucks up his frontal lobe, and because of that, he never slept again for 40 years. He couldn't sleep.
What the fuck?
He was awake 24 hours a day, and scientists couldn't figure out why he wasn't dead. Because without sleep, you'll die.
That's what I thought.
So they think that his body takes many micro sleeps to keep him alive, but he would just literally lay in bed for he would specify 3 hours to lay in bed with his eyes closed and try to just be still and quiet and rest. But for 40 years he didn't sleep.
Was he tired?
I don't think so, because I think that's all in your frontal lobe. All that's in your frontal lobe.
Was he
Because being tiredness is a symptom of not sleeping.
But brain-wise-
but it creates your want to sleep.
Was he altered another way? Was he did he become Albanian?
No, he was fine. He was fine otherwise. But he was sent all around the world for people to do for tests, and he went to different universities as a test subject, and doctors would bring him out and talk about his problems. I think that's how he made money.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah. But I'm like that guy. I haven't been sleeping well. I also am on that diuretic that makes me piss fucking 9 times a night.
Yeah.
I got up 5 times last night and took a piss, and I only haven't switched it because of my surgery that's coming up, and my blood pressure has been perfect. So I'm staying on my shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's annoying. It's really fucking annoying.
I'm sorry, Tim. It's
But
a good
that's
thing you don't
okay.
have anything to do during the day ever.
Well, I've been doing stuff today. I sorted cards. I've been selling cards on the internet. If you want to check out my eBay store, Tim, MCLAU, 13, I think, is what it is. I don't know. But
MCLAU.
MCLAUG, maybe. I can
Oh.
tell you.
Oh, for McLaughlin. I thought it was like
Yeah.
your own ACLU.
No, that would be good. I should create some. Oh,
And
it's,
since your other thing is Tim MCL, I was like AU. It's like Tim MCL Gold. Like it's
yeah,
your
it just
gold.
created it for me. It's TIMMCLAU 13. Is Mike Harrington texting you now?
No.
Well, because he texted me back and he said, could you grab one of the 32 gigabytes or lower? I have a Zoom I'm going to set up and test for y'all, but I need a way to
He
record
wants
it.
us to like go to a store and buy an SD card.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't have an SD card. I
Me
don't
neither. But
think. Do you know someone who has an SD card? See, this is why you're like, don't text him. Don't worry. This is for your show later.
I know, but fuck it. I mean, like literally.
Do you
fuck
think Mateo has one?
No, I can.
Anyways,
you might.
Micah's doing her show tonight where they're going to yell at Homeward Bound. Her and Mateo at Brooklyn Comedy Club. Are you excited for the show?
I am excited for the show.
Yeah. Have you sold more tickets? Recently, they were at 12 tickets sold, but today is the last push where you normally sell tickets. Do you know if you sold any more?
He hasn't. I mean, I haven't checked. 12 was as far as I knew. Like this yesterday.
Oh, that was
So-
yesterday.
So I don't know. Tim. We'll find out.
We will find out, and we'll find out soon enough, and we'll let you guys know on next week's episode. So tune in next week.
The last one was fully sold out.
The last one was fully sold out. Halloween theme, Halloween movie. You probably should have done a Christmas movie.
I know, but Mateo really wanted to do Homeward Bound. I didn't suggest a Christmas themed movie, and so now here we are.
Right. Well, I mean, it was, you could have done whatever that movie,
Great choice, Tim.
Sleigh Bells, Ring, the Arnold Schwarzenegger one where he has
Jingle
to
All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. I see it. Sleigh Bells Ring, Jingle. I was close.
Well, it was the Arnold Schwarzenegger that got me there.
Yeah. The other night on stage at Beauty Bar, I was trying to think of the Staten Island Ferry. And I go, the thing where you go to Staten Island? And the lady goes, ferry. I was like, yes. I was like, I almost said sea train.
Yeah.
I didn't even say boat. I almost said sea train.
Oh, because SEA?
Yes.
The
SEA.
sea train?
Yeah, I almost
my
said the
God.
sea train because it takes people like the train does to Staten Island.
I mean, you usually take the A train. The train
for
to
Albania. Uh-huh. I got it.
I was going to say the R train, but I'm growing.
Well, I only take that when I'm going to Queens. Because that's where it goes.
Good job, Tim.
Thanks. But yeah, so that was a little flub up by me. And if you want to see more flub ups like that, you can come to Beauty Bar on Sundays at 9. We've had a good show this week. Started with 4 people. Then we moved our way up to 6 people.
Whoa.
And we ended the show with 9 whole people.
Holy shit, Tim.
Yeah, that's right. There was a guy in there and
Was Carnegie Hall being like, why is our turnout so low tonight?
I had a guy with a monocle and a top hat come up to me and he goes, I've seen what you boys have been doing back here, and I'd like to offer you a theater.
Yeah.
I said, really? How many does it hold? He goes, it holds 8 people, so you would have been standing room only tonight.
Cool.
Yeah, and then he slipped me $5 million and said,
he did?
consider this a down payment on future work.
That's crazy that you didn't bring that up till now. I could have quit my job.
No. This is, we still have to do the shows. It's post-dated till 2030.
Oh, 2030.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sick. If I knew I only had to work for 8 more years, I'd be like, fuck yes.
But yeah, it was a bad show, pretty much normal, regular, but people were into it. Everyone was having fun. I asked this guy what he did. He said he was a videographer for commercials for like corporate. He did like, when they're like corporate HR videos, like, that's not good touch, like those kind of videos.
Yeah, I've heard of
Or
them.
saying the N-word is racist, like that stuff. So I was asking him, I was like, do they need actors for those? Do you guys like hire actors? He goes, not you. And I was like, oh, what?
You just said it like that?
Yeah. He was so drunk and sassy and gay. And he was just
Not
like,
you.
he goes, not you. And I was like, oh. I go, my girlfriend's always out here talking about how I'm not trying to get a job. And I literally just asked right now and get shut down.
Well, even I like my manager offers me like auditions for those. People have to actually audition and go through a process to be in those horrible things.
I think I'd be really good at it.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Here's the scene. We're in the office. A beautiful woman walks by with a fat set of tits, right?
Okay, yeah.
I'm talking to you. You're my office bro.
Yeah.
Hey, you see Jenny's fat set of tits over there? I'd like to ram my cock in her ass.
Dude, tell me about it. I just fucking jerked off in my cubicle.
Stop. No. That's not the kind of talk we do at this office.
Let's try this again with a more sensitive approach.
I think Jenny's looking very nice and radiant today.
Yeah, me too. I just jerked off in my office.
Stop. No. That's not the kind of talk we do at this office.
Oh, okay.
How about instead of talking about how Jenny looks, we describe her personality?
Okay.
I think Jenny's got a fat set of personalities on her.
Oh, yeah. I just came all over her emotions.
Yes. That's really good.
Well, Tim, did we get any reviews?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look. Review. Okay, so yeah, let's do our new segment. Let's do our only segment that we do. Oh, and I got to look up if we got any okay. So I'm going to look up if we have any songs, and then I will look up if we have no songs. Okay. So here we go. Now we're going to see if we have any new 5-star reviews or less for the podcast. Hey, nice. Wait, we do.
Sweet.
Oh, cool. We have two new reviews.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
This says, I'm in. 5 stars. Saw Micah and Tim on Bye Guys this week, and their back and forth cracked me up, so I came to check out the podcast. 1 episode in and already on board. Micah criticizing Tim sold it for me. Can't wait to bang out these episodes and catch up. That's from LJ Juan.
What's up, LJ Juan? You have a really good mind, and I think
Really good mind.
you're really onto something with being appreciative of how much Tim sucks.
That's not what he said.
That's what I think he said.
Oh no. Well, LJ, I don't suck, and I'm not stupid, and I have never been dumb in my life. But I appreciate you listening to the show, and you're a good guy. And Bye Guys, great show with Zach Amico and
Ian
friend
Fidance.
of the show, Zach Amico, friend of the show, Ian Fidance.
Who our most recent Patreon guest.
Yeah, that's true. This one's from Zesty Italian too.
Oh no!
Now, is this possibly a shell? Fucking
a Newman's Own shell?
Yeah, you think Newman's Own has come in to give us a 5-star review? Because that's what it is.
Oh, good.
It says this show is 5 stars.
All right.
Extremely funny.
Yeah, good.
So this is an extremely funny show, you motherfuckers. You better be laughing, bitch.
Yeah, if you weren't already laughing, then that's probably about you and less about us.
Editing, because now I know they actually read these.
I wonder what it said.
I don't know. Well, I saw it before and it said this show is extremely funny. And he said editing now. Oh, he probably spelled something wrong, but I would never fucking know.
You're in a safe space if you're spelling something wrong on our review page.
I read these and I if I wrote any of them, they'd be absolutely atrocious.
In fact, you should be writing them phonetically.
Yes, you really should. You should just kind of spell it out the way you think I would figure it out. Mm-hmm. Like X and then like a tree and then a picture of me. And then my friend Lee. Extremely.
Wow, Tim. Is that what you think phonetically means?
No, but I thought it'd be funny if I misconstrued them.
Oh, okay.
Because now that you say it in that tone, I do not think that's what it means at all. Zesty Italian 2 and LJ Juan making their way up to Cool Guys of the Week.
Sweet.
Yeah. Do we have a bitch of the week this week that we'd like to nominate?
Bitch of the week. You know what? It could be.
Who?
My therapist who texted me.
Oh no, your therapist.
That's who was texting me. I had to reschedule, right? I've got my big Homeward Bound show tonight.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's usually the same time, the same day of the week, the same time of the week. I had to reschedule. I do it a lot. for tomorrow. And she wrote, see you tomorrow. And I'm like, great. And then she wrote, nope, I mean today. I'm like, God damn it. And I just wrote back, nope, tomorrow.
Wow.
Do you think that was rude? I was in the middle of a podcast.
Yeah.
But these people charge you even if you don't show up for your thing. So I was like, no, I did this ahead of time.
Oh, you had already told her.
Like on Sunday, maybe farther away than that. Saturday.
So they charge you even if you cancel ahead of time?
Well, no. Like if you cancel, you have to give 24 hours notice.
Right. Well, that makes sense. So you give 24 hours notice, you don't get charged.
Right.
I don't need therapy because I'm mentally strong and working my emotions out through starvation. So I think I'm doing really well.
Oh my God, Tim.
I'm anorexic now.
Damn. Sorry. Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
You're
Listen,
going to see my bones soon.
if you're suffering from ED, then please feel free to skip ahead if this part of the podcast is not productive towards your journey.
If you're suffering from erectile dysfunction,
Eating disorders.
oh. If you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, you don't find this podcast hot enough to fucking crank to.
Tim, everyone has a hand on their dick right now. I'm pretty sure,
I
especially
know.
when you're talking about your slim bones.
Yeah, I'm gonna be all down to my damn bones, looking like fucking the Machinist. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like Christian Bale in The Machinist.
Damn, Tim.
You know he was smoking cigarettes and eating like one apple a day.
Out of the cigarette, that'd be cool.
Dude,
If he was just doing apple bongs and then eating them.
did I ever tell you about the greatest beer I ever drank?
Remind me.
Okay, so I was having a party. I used to live with my buddies Squiggy and John, and this woman died in this house, and it was on a lake, and we had a boat, and we only paid like $300 a month to live in this house. It was amazing, and it's because a woman died in there, so we didn't have to pay very much. And one night we were having a party, and I'm drinking a Miller Lite, right? And it was foamy a little when I started drinking it, so I was like, damn, this Miller Lite is like really good.
Oh no.
I was like, oh my God, this is such a good Miller Lite. I was like, I've never had a beer that tasted this good. I get down to the very end of the Miller Lite, and a half-smoked cigarette falls onto my tongue, right? And I go, oh, the cigarette made the Miller Lite really good. So I smoked half of a cigarette and I popped it in my next Miller Lite, and I tried it again, and it was terrible. So I don't know if maybe it was like a menthol cigarette or something. But I thought maybe
That
this
is so gross.
But I thought maybe this
You
is the...
drank a dead woman's
No,
cigarette?
it wasn't a dead woman's cigarette. There were people there.
There was a piece of her finger in the beer?
Yeah, and I shoved it up my asshole.
Dear God, was there a message in the bottle and it was her will? And it says, "He who drinks my beer shall inherit my soul." Is she in you?
She's in me now. My name is Barbara Gunther.
Oh, I bet it is. We're like Barbara Gunter.
But we also found a loaded gun in the house too when we were just searching around for stuff.
I guess you only needed one of those.
Yeah.
One of those bullets.
But it was...
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really good.
The gun?
No, the beer. I can't believe how good the beer is with the cigarette in it, and I kept trying to recreate
That's
it.
so disgusting.
I only tried twice, and I threw up once.
Maybe
but...
it was a clove cigarette and it was like spiced.
Oh, maybe, but I don't think anyone there was a real bitch that smoked cloves.
No, there wasn't a high school student who lived there.
We didn't have it.
There wasn't a teenage thespian who lived there.
That's true. Remember, because we watched Digby Goes Down last night, and that was probably my least favorite part of the movie was when Claire Danes was smoking cloves. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "Are those cloves?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Cool. Can I have one?" I'm like, "Ew.
Nasty.
Ew. Cloves are so, they give me such bad headaches. Like the smell of cloves gives me such a bad headache."
Did they give you strokes too?
Yes, they do. We're getting close, Michael. We're getting close to being done with
I think it's time to wrap it up.
Can I tell you another story from when we lived at that house?
Okay.
So John was a man who did acid every single day. He would just do acid every single day, and he had a volcano vaporizer. So he would do acid, and then he would sit on the chair, and he would just suck vape out of his volcano vape bag, right? But that didn't change when we would have parties. So John, who had he was also balding like to the middle of his head, and his hair was so long and like just strings of hair. It was like gross, weird, like scientist in a basement hair. And he had a beard that was like gigantic, and he was like the size I am now. He was kind of out of shape like me, but not in like a fun muscular way like I am. So he's on the chair. We're having a party. All these chicks are there. And this girl comes up to me and she goes, "Who's that creepy guy on the chair?" I go, "It's Johnny, lives here." She goes, "He's so creepy." I go, "Yeah, he really like is ugly and gross." She goes, "No, he keeps winking at like every girl that walks by." I go, "Ugh." Why is he doing that? She goes, "I don't know, but he keeps winking at everyone." And so I went up to him, I go, "John, what are you doing?" And he goes, "What? I'm just sitting here smoking my vape." And I go, "Yeah, but are you winking at all the girls in the party?" He goes, "Yeah, man, that's my move."
Ew.
I go, "John," "What do you mean?" He goes, "I'm going to wink at them. Then maybe they'll come over and talk to me." I go, "Why don't you just get up and talk to him?" He goes, "I'm far too high to even attempt to do that."
Oh, God.
And he goes, "Can you get me a beer?" I go, "Sure, man, but you got to stop winking at people." Also, when he was in high school,
How did you know him?
I went to high school with him.
Oh, okay.
He's a good guy. When he went to Thailand for 4 months and just fucked prostitutes, and then when my cousin's husband Jake went to pick him up, Jake said he couldn't have smelled like more like shit, and his tongue was green.
Why? Because like Thai pussy has like mold in it.
Yeah, probably some just from fucking being a fucking
Too much green tea.
being like a gross fucking American in like Thailand.
That's so nasty.
He goes, "I'm gonna live there when I really have things established." I'm like, "That's fucked up, John." But he when he was I think a senior in high school, he had sex with his neighbor's wife.
What the fuck?
And it was like a huge deal in his neighborhood.
That's crazy. As a teenager?
And we would bring it up all the time. I was like, "That's pretty cool." He goes, "It's not cool. It really caused a lot of problems for my family." And it caused a lot of problems in the neighborhood.
In the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Now they can't go to the backyard bash or whatever?
I guess not. I don't know.
Can't bring you can't eat the sweet potato or the potato salad because it reminds people of bitter memories.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know the whole thing. I didn't get into it with him, but it caused some real problems in his neighborhood for his dad. And his dad left his family to go live with the woman that he cheated on, and he just lived like an hour away. And so in high school, John and his brother was in college, but in high school, John just lived in his dad's house with his brother with like no supervision, because his dad just went to another town to live with his secretary that he cheated on his mom with.
Don't you have more than one friend who's that's true of?
Well, yeah, I mean, Vagnetti, his parents left him at home so that they could work on their marriage.
Yeah.
And he graduated high school living alone at his house.
That's not far from what happened to me.
Right.
And with that, I think it's time to wrap it up, Tim.
All right. Then do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
Why don't you go first?
All right, I'll go first. This is our segment called Sign Offs. And signing off is your best friend and muscular but fat guy. And if you're a part of the Patreon, your family. And I love you all very much. And I thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day and good night.
And signing. Did you stop it?
No.
Oh, it looked like you pressed stop.
No.
Signing off. It's your paranoid friend who thinks Tim would stop when he's done talking.
Actually, I probably would. That would be funny if I did do that.
I got it. I thought you did. It's me, your friend who, instead of choosing violence, chose to stay out of the fight and be as non confrontational as possible. I did not choose a side. It is your friend. It is your lover, Micah Fox.
Thank you all for listening to the show, and as always, suck my dick. Goodbye, everyone.